Hello guys and welcome back. So in the last video we just created this avatar to show our user image, the custom avatar to show our user image so that we can select our image. Okay, now in this video let's create a dialog to pick an image. Okay, so we are going to create a class to handle all that image picking because we can reuse it later on in our application. Okay, so let's do exactly that. So here let's go to utilities and then right click here. So what are we going to make here is a image picker handler. Okay, so let's do image picker handler dot dat. Okay, great. So this is going to be a class image picker handler. So first let's get the context, which is going to come from build context and then context. Then let's have a constructor. We're going to have that. So here first let's create the method, the future method that returns a file. Okay, so let's do future. Yes, like that. So but I'm just gonna write it. And then here, sorry, let's go back, file, and then we'll close it like that. So this one, I'm going to name it as a show image picker, dialog. Okay, that's how I'm going to call it. And then here, it's going to be asynchronous. All right, like that. And then, okay, I need to put brackets like that. And then let's import the .io here. So this one, we need to use a completer because we're going to run a lot of asynchronous methods. Okay, because we'll pick the image, we'll wait for the image cropper, we'll select, choose from gallery or choose from camera. Okay, so we need to use the completer here just to make sure everything lands smoothly. Okay, so let's get the completer like that, and then this is also going to, it's also going to have a file like that, and then we're going to complete and then complete that file like that, complete. And then now here, so what we'll do here is first now we are going to await for the image picker dialog. Okay, so here we will do await image picker dialog. Okay, so yeah, now this dialog, that's where everything will happen. Okay, so we're going to have it. Okay, so not that, we're going to have a title, which is going to be select, oh sorry, it's going to be a string, select image. And then okay, not like that, it's going to be select maybe photo with a space. And then after title, we're going to have the content. We'll create this method, don't worry. So this is going to be choose a photo, or not the photo, let's do choose an option. Okay, it's between gallery and camera. And then after this we are going to have, okay, let me move this down. We're going to have on pressed. This on pressed is going to return a value. Okay, like that. And then here in this value, that's when a lot of things is going to happen. Okay, this is where we are going to return something, okay, inside this value. Okay, and then that's it. This is the dialog here. So after this dialog happens, because it will return something in the completer here. Okay, so we're going to wait for the results. That's why here we are going to return a file. This is going to be a result, and then in the result here we have to await for the completer for the completer's future. Okay, and then after that we're just going to return that result. Okay, so the result is actually going to come from inside this onPressed method here. All right, that's what is going to happen. So I'm going to quickly create all the methods inside here, and then afterwards we will create, or maybe first let's create this dialog and then also the methods that is required inside here, and then we can just populate it. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go here. All right, so this is going to be the method to show the dialog, and then inside that dialog we'll do what is required. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and then just create this method. So now this is going to be our method for the dialog. Now let's create this. Okay, this is not going to be like, okay, we'll change it anyway. So let's continue. So this dialog, we want it to be animated. Okay, so first let's change it here. This is going to be a future. It's just a future void, and then it's going to be asynchronous. Okay, and then here we have a title, we have a content, and then this is going to be a function. Not now like this. This is going to be like that, and then here it's a bool. Okay, and then on pressed we have the on pressed there. All right, just like that. Now inside here, let's get started. So here we want to show general dialog. Show general dialog. Let's move this down. Now in the builder here, so first let's add more properties here. Okay, so after the context, let's do the barrier dismissible to false, to true. This can just be cancelled, and then barrier label, we want to remove that to empty. And then what else? Let's get the barrier color. The barrier color, let's get that black 54. Colors dot black. What's the problem here? Is it not imported? Black 54. And then what else? So transition on transition duration. Okay, transition duration, this one, we want this to be animated. Okay, so let's do const duration, and then we have milliseconds. Let's do milliseconds of something like 300. And then what else? The page builder. So this one, let's have a context here, and then animation 1, and then animation 2, and then you can just have a child here, right? Like this. So what's the problem here? Here we have to return a container, just an empty container here. Okay, so we need to remove the child here. Okay, so here we just return an empty container. So first of all, let's close it here. So far we have that, and then what's next here? So the next thing is okay, I'm not like how it's formatting. Maybe I need to remove that. Yeah, I want it to be like that. Okay, so now next we have to we need the transition builder. Okay, so right after this one here, we need to put a comma, and then here we want a transition builder, which is that, and then inside here we need to return our transition, I mean the animation. Okay, so here let's do a scale animation, scale transition, I mean scale transition, like that. So for the scale, what are we going to put here? Okay, let's bring it down here. Let's put, say, twin, like that. And then what we're gonna do here, we have to say here it has to be, let's put it as a double like that. And then the begin, let's have 0.5, and then the end, let's have 1.0. and then what else here, we need to say dot animate, and then the parent is going to be the animation. So we'll take this one, the animation, the first animation. Okay, just like that. And then we need to put the comma here. Okay, and then next we should have a child. Okay, so on the child here, let's now have the alert dialog. Okay, now on the alert dialog, first let's define a shape. So this is going to be a rounded rectangular border like that. And then the border radius, let's define the border radius. So the border radius, I think it's going to be circular. Let's get something like 16. What else here? So I think here it's done. Now after the border radius here, now we need to put the title here. So title is going to be the text widget. Okay, so the text widget is going to return this title that we are passing here. Okay, because also this dialog, we are going to use it. That's why we are passing things. Okay, so let's also align. Okay, what's the problem? Let's also align the text to the center. Text aligned dot the center. What else? Let's give it a style. Let's give it a style, which comes from text style. So for the style, let's maybe font weight dot bold. What else do we need here? Maybe just a font size. Okay, font size, we want it to be big, something like 20. Then we can close it out. And then also here, let's put the constant keyword. Let's remove one comma there. Then let's just put another one. So after this text, we need to have a content. Okay, content. So the content, we're going to have a column. Okay, because we're going to have two things here. Okay, we want them to pick. So let's close it here. Okay, now in the column, we are going to have two things here. So the first thing is going to be a content, which is going to be like a subtitle. Okay, so first let's have the main axis alignment. Okay, so main axis alignment dot center, and then we want it to be minimum. So let's do main axis size dot minimum. And then now the first thing is let's have children, and then the first child is going to be the content. Okay, so which is going to be the text with the content. This is more like a subtitle. Then also let's also have the text alignment, text alignment dot center. Also here let's have a style which comes from text style. This one, what the stock, you can give it, maybe for this let's just have a font size of 16, just smaller than the title. And then also let's put the constant keyword here. All right, so that's it about the content. Now the next thing is first let's put the size box. We have the height of 16, or maybe let's put it at 20. Then let's have a row. So this row will have children, and in these children now will be choosing between image or or gallery. So let's click tab and then see what AI has come up with. So okay, I don't want something like this. So this is a lot. I just want 2 buttons. Okay, so maybe I will create custom buttons here. All right, so let's delete all of this. Let's create our custom buttons. So here let's name it as image picker item. Okay, now first let's also have the main axis alignment for this row, main axis alignment dot center. So here, this widget, I think let's create this widget first and then we'll put it here. So let's go to widgets, right click, let's call it image picker item dot dat. Okay, so let's have a stateless widget here. It's called image picker item. Okay, now here let's return a gesture detector. So here we're gonna have on tap, but before that I need to pass something here. So first let's require this dot label like that. Let's also require this dot let's say icon data. Let's also require this dot on pressed. Okay, now let's just initialize this like that. So what else? Now here we need to call our on pressed, and then here let's have a child which is going to be a container. All right, now in this container let's have some decoration which comes from our box decoration. Color, let's have colors dot gray. Okay, we need to import these colors dot gray. Let's have some shade of 200. Okay, I think that. What else here? Let's have border radius. Let's do circular. I think that is fine. And then box shadow. Okay, I'm just gonna go what the AI is just suggesting here with the box shadow. So what else? After the box shadow, okay, let's have a child now. It's actually, so it's after the box shadow here. Let's have a child. Okay, So this child, first let's put some padding first of all. Okay, so it says age inside.o, and then maybe let's put it as symmetric. And then here let's get vertical to 12, and then horizontal to 16. Okay, so now here we just need to put our item. So instead of a row, let's use a column. Okay, column, and then the children here, let's say. So the first one is going to be the icon data. With that, we'll go with a suggestion of the AI, and then maybe I want to put the size maybe, or anyway, for now let's leave it. And then what else? The label with that suggestion. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like this. Looks good to me. Looks like we're just missing some brackets. Yeah, let's just put some commas. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this. If I don't see, if it's not looking good, then we'll come back to change it. Okay, yes. So here we have padding, and then we have a column which has an icon and then the label. Okay, that's just what is here, what was generated. Okay, all right, now after we have this, we need to go back here and then just call it. So here we just need to import it, and then we just need to put the data here. All right, so the first one here, let's have a label. So this label is going to be camera. Okay, and then icon data, the icon data is going to be icons dot camera out. What else? We have the on pressed, and then the on pressed, we just need to call navigator dot pop context, and then we are going to call the function on pressed. Okay, this one we'll call it to true. Okay, this function which is coming from there. Okay, now let's copy that, and then first let's put the constant of sized box. Sized box with a width of let's say 20, or we can do 24, and then let's paste. Yeah, let's just tab here. So look like it's missing the brackets, then it's also missing that. Let's put the comma, and then here we want to call again on pressed to force. Okay, so that's our dialogue there. Our dialogue is done. So which is that one? Okay, which is that. Then next, let's create other methods which we need inside here. Okay, so first let's create a method to select an image. Okay, so select an image. Okay, this is going to be the future method. Okay, I'm just gonna write it. It also retains a file. So this is select image. Okay, so this is going to take a boolean to check whether from gallery or camera. Okay, so here what we need to do is let's have a required. So require bool from, let's say, camera. Okay, what else here? Let's also require a function which is a function which returns a string. So this is just the error handler. Okay, let's say on error. Okay, we are going to return that. All right, now let's do that, and then let's do asynchronous. Okay, we imported something wrong here, so let's remove that. This, yeah. So now this select image, let's create this method. Okay, so here let's do final file picker. Okay, so here we have to await for a method. So let's create a method which says pick use image. Okay, so this one is going to take a boolean also. Okay, so from camera, okay, pick user image from camera is going to take that, but let's also make it require this. Okay, so from camera, and then what else, and then the error also, let's also do the same. So this method here on error, so on error we want to do it like that. This is going to be a string, and then it's going to be the message. Okay, that error message, error, like that, and then it's simply going to call on error and then with the error. Okay, just like that. So now let's create this method as well. We want to create it just down here, but before that, also this method, we know that it returns a file picker. Okay, so we need to call file picked. Okay, it returns the picked file. Okay, now let's create this method. So this is going to be the future. So I'm gonna just put a comment, pick user image. Okay, so this is also going to be a future, but let's delete all that and then create it properly. Okay, let's close it. So pick user image, which is that method. Okay, so why are we doing this? Why are we getting an error? Okay, yeah, because we are not done. So this pick user image method is going to have a file which it has to return as a result. Okay, now let's check that boolean. If from camera, we need to get from camera. If else, we need to get from gallery. So let's start by from camera. So here we're gonna wrap this with a try catch block. Okay, now inside here we need to what we'll do is let's just say final result is going to be that. So what, instead of result here, what I'll say is picked file. Okay, final picked file, it's going to come from gallery. So here I need to call await image picker, not image picker handler, not this one. Here I will say image picker, which comes from the package image picker. Let's import this. Okay, await image picker dot pick image. Okay, now here the source, we want to say image source dot camera because we are picking from camera. Okay, now after this is done, we have to check, okay, if picked file is not let's say if it is equal to now. Okay, if picked file is equal to now, we're going to return on fail. Okay, here we will return on error. Okay, with no image selected. Okay, else we are going to return that image, which is going to be that, but we're not going to put it to the result. Okay, yeah, the result on top here is going to be equal to the picked file dot path. Okay, and then here we are going just to return on error. All right, so the same thing which is going to happen even here on the gallery. So again, let's wrap it with a try catch block. So here again, we need to say final picked file. I'm just gonna say picked file here, and then image picker like that, and then the pick image. So the source here, we know that image source is going to be gallery. And then of course we do the same here. So okay, we must close it here. We do the same. If picked file is equal to null, we're going to return no image selected, else we need to return the image that we have picked from gallery, which is basically the same code. Like here, we'll just paste it here. Right now, in the end, we need to return that result. Okay, now down here, after all of this is done, we need to return that result. Okay, so that's just how this method will run, which is this select image. Okay, so now like this, we have created looks like all of the methods that we need. I think I'm seeing an error somewhere, like here on the, what is this? So we did not return. So here we need to return this scale transition. Okay, we need to return it. All right, so this is all the methods that we need. Now we just need to put them in this on pressed. Okay, so now let's create it. Oh yeah, no, actually before we create this, there's one more method that we haven't created, which is cropping the image and also showing the dialog to on all this waiting period when we want to move to cropping and or when we want to move to gallery. So right after this pick user image, right after this, let's create another method for cropping the file. Okay, so let's do future file. We're gonna say crop image. So in the crop image, we also require something. Okay, so let's just require a string, which is a file path. Required string, this is going to be a file path, and then that's it, asynchronous, and then we need to crop here. So first we need to dismiss the dialog before we start the crop activity, the previous dialog. So navigator dot pop, we want to dismiss the dialog which was there. Okay, so we can call it like that, or we can say navigator dot of context dot pop. Okay, like this. Okay, we dismiss the loading dialog. So previously, because before we bring the crop activity, we want to show the loading dialog. So let's say dismiss the loading dialog. Okay, now after we dismiss this, we want to show the loading dialog. Okay, so let's create the dialog that we will use for loading. Okay, but for now I think we just need to create it. Okay, so I don't know if we can create it in this class, or we can create another separate class for dialogues. Okay, let's see, maybe let's create it here. Later on, if we feel like we have a lot of dialogues, we'll create another separate class. Okay, so down here, let's just create a void show loading dialog. Okay, show loading dialog like that, and then let's just pass a string, okay, as a message. So here we just want to show dialog, okay. So let's bring this down. Let's say barrier dismissible to false, and then the builder is gonna be context. Do build context, and then here what can we do here? Let's return the red dialog. Okay, return a red dialog like that. What's the problem here? Did I misspell it like that? So yeah, let's just have instead of a column, maybe let's do a row. Yes, we want to close it there and then close it there. All right, so let's correct this. So first we want to have the loading indicator and then the width of 10 and then the message. Yeah, I think that's all. Let's keep it simple. Yeah, so this is going to be the loading dialog that we are going to be showing every time we want to show a small loading. Okay, we can go ahead and continue now. So here we want to show show loading dialog like that, and then let's put a message. So let's say cropping image like that. We want to show our dialog, and then now here let's say cropped file, which can be nullable. We have a cropped. Okay, so I'm sure if we yeah, okay, it's imported. Yeah, let's see, cropped file, which is going to equal to await image cropper dot crop file. Okay, so now the source here is going to be the file path. Okay, let's bring this down because we are going to put a few more, and then let's do max height, maybe 800, max width maybe 800, and then let's do crop compression quality. Let's keep something like 90%. I think that's about it. Okay, now after we crop here, we need to check first. We want to check if it's mounted, if context.mounted. So if it's mounted, we want to pop the dialog. Okay, dismiss the loading dialog. Okay, we want to dismiss it. Okay, then else, now let's check if we have cropped the file. Okay, if crop file is equal to empty, we want to return now. Okay, then else here we want to return the cropped file dot file path. Okay, so that's it. That's how we are going to crop this file. All right, now there's a lot of code, and then looks like we're still going. Okay, so now let's just quickly implement all of what we have done here in this, because we have written a lot of code without testing anything. Okay, so now let's continue here. Okay, so let's wrap all of these again in the try catch block. So what I'll do is I'll remove everything here in the try and then create our own code. So let's do file, let's have results, result, which is going to equal to await select image, our method to select image, if you remember. Okay, so now this is going to be asynchronous. Okay, so this from Camela is going to come from the value. So this is going to come from the value, which is that, and then on error here, the error message, we have to do that, and then let's have that string, the error, and then here we need to call our snack bar, which comes from global widgets, global widgets, and then we have global widgets. Then we need the context, I'm sure, here, context dot show snack bar. Okay, so in that snack bar, we know that in the content we need to show our error message, and then the background color, let's put the red color because it's an error. Okay, which is going to be called in the error state of that. Then we close that, and then that's it. And then now, so this is after the result. Now here we need to check again if result is not equal to now. So if result is not equal to now, first of all, let's check if it's mounted. Okay, I mean, yeah, if it's mounted. So let's cut this. I'm gonna check if context dot mounted. We have checked that this is mounted there. First, we want to dismiss the dialog. Okay, I mean, not dismiss the dialog. First, we want to show the dialog that we are moving to the crop screen, because we don't want the user to know what is going on. Okay, so here we're gonna say show loading dialog. Okay, show loading dialog with a message of preparing to crop. Okay, like that. We're going to show the message that we are preparing to crop. After that, we need to crop the file now. Okay, so our assistant is predicting that. Let's click tab, but I don't want to be fixing all these errors. So anyway, let's just fix it really quickly. So is going to have a crop file, and then we wait for that, but we know that in the crop file we don't have this context. We don't have that. We only have a file path. Okay, file path, which is going to come from our result.path. Okay, result.path. All of these error handlers we don't have. All right, it's going to come from that. And then after we do that, that's why now we can run our completer. Okay, here. Okay, so completer.completed, and then we are going to return now the cropped file. Okay, we're going to return the cropped file. So in the else of if file is not equal to now here, okay, in the else of this, we need to return the completer again, but we will return now. Okay, just like that. And then just like this, we have done all the methods because we have already created all of these down here. Okay, so our show image picker handler is done just like this. All right, we are going to return the file. Now all we have to do is to call this method in our on pressed here. So if we come here, and then where do we call our avatar here? Here we need to call that method, which is come from image picker is what image picker handler dot show image picker dialog. Okay, so let's import this. So this is how we are going to call this method, but we need to put some required. Let's see what is required here. Okay, nothing. So that's why we're getting an error. So what is this? Okay, because we're accessing it as a static this should be static so that we access it from there. Okay, so let's put it as a static method here. Okay, but if we put it as a static, we need to fix all of that. So let's access it properly here. All right, so what we'll do actually here is we'll just create another separate method, maybe something like handle avatar press, something like that. Okay, that's what we use, and then we'll maybe pass the context, and then yeah, and then from that we can show our image picker. Okay, this video has been too long, then we haven't tested anything, so let's end it right here, and then in the next one we'll show our image picker. So in this video we've just done a very long video of creating our image picker handler here. In the next one we'll just click on it and then show it and then select an image. All right, thank you guys, and see you in the next video.